All right, Joe, the only challenge, or Raina also, the only challenge with the YouTube live is they're not going to be able to see the image, but the videos, but that's all right. I'll explain it as good as I can, and they can either get off if they want or not. But whoever attends and stays on to this to the end, which is only 20 minutes, we got a little surprise for you. So let's get started just in 30 seconds. Actually, while we're
Yeah, so but if you can go ahead and try to like turn on the chat box so that they can like
yes, yep, let me do that.
because it's disabled in our end.
Yeah. Tell me if that's good.
Let's see. Yeah.
You got it? All right.
Okay, yep, can.
Perfect. And excellent. All right. Yeah, you guys just bear with us a little bit during as we launch this. This is our first webinar like this, so there might be some technical errors, but we're going to get started in just a minute from now, a little less. And like I said, it'll go quick. I'm very excited about this. This is a really unique way to market yourself as a home service company. And I'm excited to get started. So let's do that now. Let's get this thing rolling. All right. So first things first is I want to tell you in 20 minutes we got a surprise for everybody. So everybody who sticks around, and this includes anybody on YouTube on the live, we're going to be doing a little raffle at the end. A wheel. We're going to spin the wheel, and if you registered for this or you're live on YouTube, you're gonna your name's going to be in that wheel, and we're going to spin it, and whoever gets it either can do a night out, or we do a lot of content with this sprinter. I'm in it now, and we'll drive it to your business or your house, wherever, if you work out of your house, and we'll do a podcast style, 15-20 minutes, and then we'll edit it and make videos for you, which is great for your company and your social media and stuff. So anyway, that's for my thank you for sticking around and watching this 20 minutes. I know your time's valuable, and I appreciate that. So anyway, stick to the end. That'll be that. So let's get started. So first thing is, why did I build One Home? What was the purpose of it? And I saw a big problem, and that problem is sites like Angie, Thumbtack, Yelp, and believe it or not, Facebook. You know, there's experts on Facebook. Everybody thinks they know everything. So when somebody goes to Facebook and says, does anybody know an electrician that I could hire? And all of a sudden, there's 20 people that recommend their cousin and this and that. It's turned into a total disaster. It's a big reason why the home industry is so fragmented, you know, because of this. And homeowners just don't trust companies like they did back in the day. And I believe it's because of sites like this that are just selling leads. I mean, somebody could get out of prison and buy leads from any of these sites, and all of a sudden you get somebody who's just out of jail. That it's just not a good business model. And our solution is One Home Service. And how I'm doing it is I'm building trust back with the homeowners. I'm going to show you that today of how we're doing it. We're eliminating those shady companies. We're selecting the top 2 companies in each county. Broward's our first market, but we're actually I should say Broward, Palm Beach, and Dade. The Tri-County area is our first. But my goal on this is my 3rd company that I've started. And I want to do this big. I'm 51 years old. I want to make something that's going to really impact and make a big difference. So Broward's our test, but really I'm looking at how do I impact nationally. So One Home was built, and there's 4 main features to One Home. The first is you could store all your documents. The analogy I'll give you is we used to all have that drawer as a kid that you would put everything in. Your mom and dad would keep everything in that drawer, in that kitchen drawer. You know, everything would be in there. And you'd spend, 5 minutes going through it to find it. But that drawer now turns into the vault, which is, you just take a picture of it there. So it just helps you stay organized. So that's one benefit. Another one, which is probably the biggest one for our app, is it notifies you when you have to when you have to do maintenance on your house. So like your dryer vent, when that needs to be cleaned, anything that has to do with maintenance, it updates you and tells you that it's just a notification system. The other one, which is on the top right, is the trusted vendors. These are companies this is the 2 companies that we're selecting now. We vetted companies and we put them in front of the homeowner. We have over 70 categories. So everything from pressure washing to painting to plumbing to electrician, you name it. We find the best 2, put them on there, and then we save so much time and money to the homeowner. The other thing is you can stay organized and track it, and that's the main purpose of this app. It's one home, everything about your house in one spot. So that's how we built it, as a tool for homeowners, again, to build trust back in an industry that's lost so much of it. So we've only been in business now 14 months, but we've gotten some really good traction. We're 590 now homeowners, active homeowners, who have installed the app. They have their address, phone number, cell, everything. And we've got multiple case studies, which you're going to hear a few of them today. So we've proved it. It works. People like it. They trust it. We've also gotten some press, which tells me that and these are all organic. I didn't pay for any of this stuff, but there's a need for this because of those sites that I mentioned. All right. So I talk about success. First, I'm going to say the vendor success, and this is companies that have worked with One Home for the last year, more than a year, some of them. And by the way, these companies paid a premium. They paid $640 or higher a month to be part of it. And I did some content. I did other marketing things for them, but they're one of the founding members of this, and they're still with us. The companies that you see here. So that says something, that they wouldn't be paying that high amount. $640 is a lot of money for a small business if they didn't see value in that. So we've had some really good vendor success stories, and happy to share those with you. But what's really most important to me is, again, the homeowner is our focus. We want to make sure we build trust with the homeowner, and we're getting some incredible early success with homeowners. I'm going to play a video here that is gonna has 4 homeowners, I believe 4 or 5, that talk about their experience with One Home. One of them, I'm going to prep it now, has not, he hasn't used One Home yet. However, he's an investor because he saw the need for it. He just moved in South Florida, in Parkland, 6 months ago, and he's like, this is needed. So he goes, I just went through this myself and said I got burned. So you'll hear him. So I'm going to play these, just a couple minutes of testimonials. Can you guys hear that, Joe?
Yes, we can.
All right. All right. So those are real customers that are using one home that have spent. The first guy that went has literally spent over 130,000. He's had like 5, 6, I think, companies come out. He loves it. Now he's bought 3 houses in Park and Golf in the last like 5 years. So every time he moves into a house, he needs it. And the beauty of what that, the last year has taught me, and I've learned a ton in the last year. But the benefit of it was that people that move into a house, like the guy that was standing, his name's Kyle, and he was explaining how, he got burned. He moved here 6 months ago and he didn't know who to get. It was like crossing his fingers and hoping and he went to Angie's and all these sites like that. But that's when people are spending money, when they move into a house. So while the whole 2025 I spent trying to get individual homeowners, that was a mistake on my part. You learn it. That's part of business, is you make mistakes. And I definitely made a big mistake because I spent a lot of time and a lot of money. And while it was good, we got almost 600 homeowners signed up. It was a lot of work to get 600. And again, these are people that have lived in their house, some of them 10 years, 20 years, 15 years, that have their own people, a lot of them, and I said, I'm missing something. And on December 5th, I woke up in the morning and I said, I don't know if it was a dream I had or what, but I'm like, I've got it. And here's what the big change was. And it had to do with active listings, homes that are on the market. And there's over 20,000 houses just in Broward County that are on the market right now. Now, that's every house. We don't want to target everyone. That includes condos that are 150,000. That's not our market. So our market is $800,000 and higher. So homes like the one you're looking at there, these are somebody's moving in that house. And that first 6 months that somebody moves in, more money spent. And that's a statistic fact there, that people spend money when they move in. We want to be in front of them, and specifically with our vendors, and that was the big aha moment that I had, is that's our market. There's about 4,200 of those houses right now on the market. By the way, every day there's new ones coming up. So this is it's a never-ending amount. And by the way, more people are moving into South Florida than ever before, which is a good thing for your business. So we want to get those people, and we want to get you in front of those people before they even start looking. And how we do that is we build trust by giving them incredible value, the homeowner, with our One Home app. And then you're there. You're the one of 2 companies. They hit a button, and then there's 2 companies that are now, getting that, working for that business. So how was I going to get in the house was the question, and this is the answer. It's the One Home Concierge Box. For those of you that are on YouTube watching it, this is what the box looks like. And these are it's a little bit nicer than this. This is our we have 12 of these that are just like demo models. But the big thing with this is you get a nice welcome letter. You actually get a hard copy. Believe it or not, some people still like this, the hard copy things, but there's an iPad in it, and this iPad is preloaded with everything about that house, title policy, any important paperwork. It's all preloaded, and more importantly, or just as important, is your company's in it. So any of our top 2 vendors in each category are in there, and this makes it really easy for them and saves the homeowner time, because we vetted these companies. These are companies that we trusted. So this concierge box is how we're getting in the homes. Next question is who's going to get them in the homes? And actually, before I tell you that, let me show you a quick video on the concierge box, just so you can see it. So that's the One Home Concierge Box. And we're selling that to real estate agents, luxury agents, insurance brokers, custom builders, wealth managers, and there's even more. If you look on the, on the bottom, excuse me, on the bottom there, property management companies, title companies. There's a lot of, this is our distribution. So my job now is to build these relationships with these luxury real estate offices, these brokers, insurance brokers, and this is a great gift for them to give a homeowner, so that they can order this and not have to worry about, calling us and saying, how can I get one? They actually get a portal. The distributors get a portal, access to this, and this is the example of that portal where they can log on, any of their agents or anybody, and I'm going to show you, kind of walk you through how this looks. But they log on to it on the portal, and they order directly from there. So when they have a closing coming up, they'll just go in there and say, hey, here's the address. Sorry, this isn't pulling up right now. Here we go. So here's how simple it is. And by the way, it's not just for, it could be anybody. So if you own a pest control company, we have a Dr. Bugs is our pest control company, so that category is taken. But if you're Dr. Bugs and you wanted to give some of your top, let's say you have a big client, that this is a great gift to send them. So we're going to be selling these and using this portal. So as simple as adding a client, they just go to here, add a client, and it's a really quick process. How they want to get in touch. If there's a closing, most of them are going to be upcoming closings, but if not, it could be, is it a new home purchase, a listing gift? And then at the end, you put the property details, but at the end of this, you put how you want it delivered. Do you want us to deliver it, like ship it to the home, or do you want us to bring it to you and then you hand deliver it to them? So it's just a real classy gift for homeowners, people moving in a house. And by the way, it doesn't have to be just people moving in. They could be in a house for a while. It's a really good tool. That leads to the next thing, which I mentioned. And again, I'm talking about how we getting into these houses. Like, what are we doing to get in these homes? So one is the concierge gift, which is new homes, realtors, insurance agents. Think of closing on a house. Think of the guy Kyle that was speaking, and he said that, he moved 6 months ago, and he said, if I had that, it would have saved me so much time and money. So that gift is going to him. And by the way, I should have mentioned this earlier. It's loaded. The iPad is branded with that real estate company, the title company, whoever it is that bought that gift. It's their brand all over it. So it's an incredible way to get in front of homeowners and be in front of them all the time, because this is something that's going to stay with that house. Now, the One Home certification. This is not out yet. It's going to be coming in July, June, July. It's actually ready now. We have it. And again, this is the same thing. They get the same box, the same iPad, tablet loaded. But this is existing home. So somebody who's lived in a house for 10 years, 20 years, and they're not really taking care of their house, or they're waiting for the roof to leak, or this, which a lot of people do. This is proactive. So it's basically certifying the house. And I'm going to play a little video here. I apologize again for YouTube on that, anybody who's watching that, because they're not able to see this. We'll fix that next time for sure. Yeah, so the one home certification, and look at it like I mentioned Carfax in that video. This is like a Carfax for your home. We come in there and we either bring in one of our vendors, maybe our plumber, electrician, whoever it is that's maybe a handyman that could come in and do it, or we'll have a handyman. Right now we have 4 handymen that we've uh, built a team around. These are subcontractors, but these are people that we vetted that would come out. And again, that's why we're not ready yet to launch this, is because we want to finalize that team. But picture it this way. Our goal is to get the One Home tablet, the One Home app, whether they use the tablet or just on their cell phone, into these houses. And this is how we're doing it. So we're very proactive. We're putting you in the home before they need anything. And then it's such a benefit to the homeowner, because now they have a Carfax, literally a document. And if they do it the right way and they have the iPad loaded and they pay the $800 and they get the tablet with that, with everything preloaded in there, now when they sell that house, think about that going to the buyer saying, by the way, everything is One Home certified. I've got everything in here. So it's really a benefit, huge benefit for the homeowner. And again, our goal is to build trust in an industry that's lost so much of it. So that's the One Home certification. And right now we're finalizing the top 2 spots. So this is it. Once it's taken, it's taken. Our electrician, we have one that's already secured it. Fraser, Robert, I believe. Man, I appreciate you. So you have the one spot. There's one more open, and for Broward. But we're finalizing it. 2 companies in Broward County in each industry, and here's the price. So this price will change. It's going to go up. I'm not going to. It's that price of $49. My cost is way over that. $490 a year is what it is to be one of the 2. Or you could lock in 2 years at $950. It's month to month. So if you choose the first option, it's just month to month. But like I said, it might change. If you select 12-month or 24-month, you're locked in. You're grandfathered in. So what I'm trying to do is get case studies. I want to get Broward as the one that says this is, and I have good case studies from the vendors that paid $640 a month. So I look at it now as, now we have 2 though. Back then we only had 1 company per category, but we're not doing that anymore. Now it's all 2. But I grandfather the ones that were 1. There's only 1 in that. Like we only have the roofers. There's only 1 in Broward. Dade, there's going to be 2. Palm Beach, there'll be 2 roofers. But this pricing is so incredible for what we're doing, the value we're doing. Not to mention, I didn't mention this earlier, we're going to be writing press releases and content on social media about who we selected as the top 2. So talk about great exposure for your brand for such an incredible price. My goal is at the end of the year to sit down with each one of the vendors. And again, I want to build a network. This is a referral group too that for you, because we'll do some networking events throughout the year. But I want to come to you and say, what do you think? What's the value? What was your return on investment? And it might be $220 a month. It might be $300. I don't know what the price is. When I go to Orlando, it won't be this for sure. It's going to be a higher price. But I want to use this as a way to win trust and build success stories with the vendors. So anyway, that's all I got now. Now it's time for the fun part. And let's see how I did. I did perfect. So we're right under just 5 minutes until 30-minute time. So we're gonna now do the Sprinter giveaway. So Joe, is it Raina or Joe? Who's helping me with this?
I believe it's Reina. Let me go ahead and try to check it with her.
All right, and she could share the link, I think, with me.
Yep, there we go. It's in the chat box.
Perfect. All right, let me share this. Oh. All right, let's see. Let me share my screen. Or was it shared? Maybe it was. And did we also add anybody on YouTube? We did, right? I don't think we had a lot.
Yes,
Okay, perfect.
yeah, I believe.
Excellent. All right. All right. So let's spin the wheel. So these are everybody who registered and attended the webinar. So let's click to spin. All right. Let's see who it is. All right. You ready? Here we go. And the winner of the night out in the sprinter is
Who's that?
Bonnie Smart. Bonnie Smart is the winner. All right, Bonnie. So congratulations, Bonnie. You get either, and I believe Bonnie's in the insurance business, if I remember, which is a phenomenal.
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. So she could either decide on doing the podcast content in the sprinter or a night out, and that's with a driver. She can go 4 hours out to dinner, whatever she wants to do, or the video content inside the sprinter. So we're going to do these every time we have one of these. The next one's going to be not next week, but the week after. We got a lot of people that signed up for this, so I expect to have a lot of categories taken. So we're going to find out what categories are still open at the end of this, and then we'll take it from there. So I'm gonna let me do one more thing, because I just want to mention one last step before I get off, and that's going to be how to sign up if you're interested. So what we're going to do is at the end of this meeting, we're going to send an email out to first anybody who attended this. A lot of people send messages to us that they were not able to attend because it is in the middle of the day. It's 12 o'clock. I tried to keep it right at 30 minutes, but I know that's hard. 12 o'clock's really tough for some people, especially based on home service business. You don't really control what happens during the day. So I'm going to send an email out. It'll be from myself, Joe, or somebody on our team, and it'll have these options. The first, if you're able to select it and you get the email, that means it's open your category, or there's at least one spot open. Lock in your spot, whichever package, if you want month to month, whatever one you want, lock it up, and then and you're done. Now you do get a free 30-day month. For 3 free month for the first package is free month. The second one is 2 free months, and the third one is a little bit more than 2 free months, but not quite 3. But there's just great value in this, and I'm looking to build a team here of really good people that and build something special and really build trust back in an industry that, like I said, lost it. So I'm excited about this. I thank you guys for your time and spending 30 minutes of your day with us. But thank you guys so much, and be on the lookout for that email. It's coming in the next hour. It'll be there. Thank you. All right, Joe.
Yep.
All right. Let me just get off this